right, thanks, Christian, for coming to the press there. So, what is your take on the match?
Well, what I take on the match, I think that we started with a couple of good chances. We didn't take those, and then after, when the game became more a fight, and that they were playing behind our back line, I thought that we didn't play as much as we should, and I wanted to see a different energy from us, because there will be moments in the game in which the opposition will put us under pressure, especially away from home, and we need to be able to respond in those moments. And I want more energy from the players. That's why I made some changes, and the youngsters that came on, I think they gave us that energy. This is the most important thing, what we can build our football club. And so these are values that for me are vital. And I thought that the vital moment we lacked. And I wanted us to play with more courage, with more positivity. And yeah, and this is what I didn't like about the first half.
Well, it seemed like the team did not have that sense of urgency for scoring, and it's statistically it is showing that FC Montreal had about 6 big chances, converted on 2 of them, and we didn't have any. What do you think was lacking to get those big chances besides the intensity?
No, but the intensity is important, because that can create you those moments in transition. And I thought that we just lack also in the last third. We had a fair amount of possession also in the opposition half, especially in the second half. We just lack a little bit of quality that they instead had in those moments. And this kind of lack of quality, Nick, in the last third, unfortunately, that we didn't have, led to counterattacks, and these are the most chances, because that most of the chances that they had, especially in the second half, they came from long counterattacks when we were pressing and where we were playing the ball in the Montreal last third or in their own half. So the second goal, it's a goal, if that's a big chance, but we should defend a lot better than that. This is
all right.
Big mistake.
Last question. It's been 6 weeks since your last loss. What is most challenging for you as a coach when your team loses?
Nothing. I think every game is a different game, and every game gives different indication. I think that I want to look at the positivity. I want to look at the positive side of it, and I think that we have youngsters that today showed that they can come and to do a good job. Certainly as good as some of the senior players. Andrew, I think he came on and played really well. Of course, he is not perfect and could do well certain things, but I think he gave us control of the ball, and it was a tough starting for him, but I think he responded well. So the positivity is that the youngsters, they are ready to be counted on, and we need to everybody has to give more, and obviously I will always ask more from the senior players and from the players that they are supposed to give us more. This is something that I am very clear with the boys, and but the youngsters responded well, and this is the positive that I can want to take from this night.
Thank you, Christian.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Nick. We'll move to Carol.
So if I'm reading you right, the move to sit Swiderski was not because of an injury or anything. It was just not intense enough. No. He wasn't bringing enough.
No, it wasn't. It was not an injury. It was my decision, and you know, obviously part of my job is to take decisions, and I don't want to create a case. It's a game. I thought that we were not holding the ball well in the last when we had a chance, when we were under pressure. And Carol has done that in the past well. I thought today we were struggling, and I needed somebody that could do it. And I thought that Patrick did it well in the second half. But these things can happen, and and it's part of the game.
And then the move to bring in Privet, the reasoning behind that, rather than shifting over to Iloma and bringing in Lindsay, is that because of that hybrid position? Did you think he was more suited to push up a little bit as a midfielder?
Not so much that, but if you notice, Carol, some of the defending that we had to do, Bill was defended a couple of headers really well on the far post when we were breaking from the right. I thought that Bill in that situation can defend well. And when we played with Guzman and Jan before Andrew came on, I asked the back four to stay more compact because I knew that they would have played long behind us. And we told them that, and I thought that Bill, when we had the ball, can stay more central and play like he did very well against them at home. And I thought he created them problem in that position. And I thought that Bill, he did a good job. He did a good job as in that position. I don't have any problem with Bill's performance. Can he be better? Yes, we all can be better. But I thought that he defended well in certain situations where we know that they could have hurt us.
And lastly, what about Guzman? Is his injury serious? Is it precautionary?
I don't know. I mean, we have to see. He felt the quads, but this is a situation that I'm not happy about. We need to solve as soon as possible because I can't keep changing the center half every 30 minutes, 60. And this is a big conversation I need to have with the performance department because I'm not happy about that at all.
Thank you.
It's Carol. Sam?
Coach, one sub we didn't get to, it looked like Kerwin took a lot of abuse in the first half. Was he injured, or did that factor into him coming off for McKenzie?
No, I think with Kerwin was I needed to have a little bit of a response because I needed to have energy. I needed to have, and he took a knock in the first half, and the performance department told me that he could have been a risk. So I was ready to do the change already in the first half. He stayed on, but given the situation and given that I want that kind of energy, I cannot have a player that he wants to conserve his energy, he wants to be conservative. I needed to have a guy that goes full speed. And I know that McKenzie would give me that, would give that to the team. And it was more about that. It wasn't about, yes, he could have done better, like probably everybody in the first half could have done better, but it wasn't about that. We couldn't have a player that is scared to go or to press the ball or to attack in transition. And so I needed to have the certainty that we had the fresh legs and player ready to go 100%.
And then my final question. Charlotte hasn't won a match since May 27th. You just talk about your feelings on that.
I know that some, and listen, I work hard. If it's not good enough, they will let me know, and it's part of the job. I accept that. I think that we had chances to win games, and we were lucky. I think we need to keep going and not to talk about since then. I know your job is to talk about that, but our job is to make sure that we go forward and we attack every game, game by game, with the idea of winning the next one and then the next one and so forth. If I start to feel sorry for myself because The last win is dated 27th of May. You know, I don't think I would do a good service. We need to stay positive and to go, because I think that there is a lot of energy in the guys here. There is more to come. And I know I will take the criticism. You can criticize me, and then the club will decide what they want. But I want to keep the players away from that, and I want them to keep working hard, starting from the next session that we will have, to regroup for honoring the League's Cup in the best possible way. We need to stay positive, Sam.
Thank you, Coach. Safe travels home.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sam. We'll end it with Steve.
Hey, Christian. Nice segue. I was going to ask you about the big break that's coming with the League's Cup. You only have a guarantee of 2 games in there. There could be more with success in that.
Mm-hmm.
If there's not, I mean, in order to keep the team sharp, would you be looking to schedule some scrimmages during that period? Because I think it goes to August 20th. So you're looking at 4 weeks there.
Yeah. To start with, we want to do well in the League's Cup, to play as many games as possible. But then, obviously, our job is to plan everything. And of course, I would want our boys to keep in shape and to work, because there are still many games, and we still want to fight until the end. And nothing changes in terms of spirit. We need to welcome back the players that they are at the moment out. We will welcome, I hope as soon as possible, Brecht. That will give us experience and quality in certain position where we need a little bit of help. But having said that, we are looking at all the options. I think we are an organized club, Steve. I know that certain people, they enjoy to go against us, but I think that we will work in the best possible way, whatever the scenario is.
Okay. And I mean, Nick brought up the word urgency, which is the same thing that was in my mind watching this game. But also, I mean, parallel to that, it was both a lack of quickness, both in recognizing situations and reacting to them, as well as physical pace. Is this a team that needs to get faster? I mean, physically, with that, as well as recognizing situations, sooner?
Yeah, Steve. We need certain qualities that I said in the past. I spoke about that to the front office about that. They know, and they are working on that. So listen, even with that, I think what we have with the boys that we have, I think we can compete against everybody, as we showed against big teams tonight. I thought that they changed 5 players from the last. They welcome back very good players that they were out. And so in that sense, it was not the same Montreal team that played maybe the last 2 or 3 games. But having said that, I think that there was this lack of conviction that I didn't like in the first half. And I think that we are capable of that. I told them that we finished the game as we should have started, with the ball in our possession and to create chances. And we need to pass this point. We need to pass this point of playing with the core. I will take the blame, the responsibility about the result, but it's important they focus on the performance, because the biggest mistake is to be afraid of making mistakes. And when we play free, as we also show in the second half, when we've showed against many teams, I think we can play toe-to-toe and stand our ground against everybody. Is when we don't do that, that we suffer. It's not when we try to play, it's when we don't try to play.
Yeah, and sometimes when you get punched, you got to punch back. And it didn't seem like that was being done in a constructive way. I mean, I'm not talking about negative retaliation and things, but I mean just upping your level.
Was he a penalty in the box? Nick, I see that because they told me my assistant that it was a big penalty. You see, this also is
It could have been called, but Patrick had him as well, so I could see it
talking
not
about the
being.
one. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
on.
Well,
Aguma?
yeah, was it Nick? What do you think? I mean, I don't want to, but
He had a
I
good
want to-
hold. He
I
was
thought they
holding
were
him up.
both holding each other, but I just
Yeah,
thought,
they were holding each other.
but I thought he
I-
brought Patrick down, which was the difference.
Yeah, and I've seen less called for a penalty, and I've seen more not called. So,
Okay. No, listen, I don't want to create an excuse, but if you score at that moment and the episodes, like
Oh,
for
yeah.
me, the second goal that they score is an episode that, it's very unfortunate that we concede a goal like that. And I am prepared to take all the blame and responsibility, but there are certain things that we should do a lot better than that. But anyway, beside the point, listen, yes, urgency. Again, the encouragement from the coaching staff is always to play. We are never in danger when we play. We're always in danger when we don't play. So I need to have this conviction, and there are moments in which, it's a 50-50 where you have to kick the ball long, where you have to fight in a 3v3 on the side of the pitch, and you have to be able to play that well. I thought that the Montreal player, they did that in certain parts better than us, and it's not about tactics, it's not about anything, it's about winning your duels and to play well. But listen, we regroup. I don't want to feel sorry for ourselves. I don't want, again, my position is what it is. People can say whatever they want, and for me, the most important is what the players and the front office think in the club. I want the best with all my heart for this football club. I think that we can move forward and do really well, and we need to just stay positive and keep working, starting from Monday, when we will regroup and prepare the game against Dallas. Simple as that.
Molte grazie.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Christian. We'll have
Thank
Ashley.
you. Bye bye.